All right, so in Chapter 2, Section 1, we're going to be solving two-step equations. We're still using those same properties from before, so the APOE, SPOE, MPOE, DPOE. So here I have a two-step equation. I want to get x by itself, and so we're going to work this backwards, because normally whatever x would be, we would then divide and then add 12. So I'm going to work this backwards. I need to make this 0, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So that's me using SPOE, that's subtraction property of equality. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. 12 minus 12 is 0, so we have x divided by 4 equals, and then 32 minus 12 leaves us with 20. From here, this is division, so the opposite of division, the inverse property of division would be multiplication. And the reason we multiply is because 4 divided by 4 will give me 1, and that's what I want, is 1x. And what I do to one side, I have to do the other side, so this is me using multiplication property of equality. And so then I am left with x equals, and then 20 times 4 equals 80. So x will equal 80. And if I'm not sure, before I ask the teacher if I'm correct, I take this 80 and I plug it in and I go, okay, 80 divided by 4 plus 12. And 80 divided by 4 is 20, plus 12 is 32. And so if this equals that, all is gravy. All right, so example 2. 35 equals 3 plus 5x. It doesn't matter which side the variable is on, and our variable does not always have to be x. It just happens to be in a lot of these examples. I'm still going to work with the same process. So I'm going to start, because this is a positive 3, I need to zero it out. And in order to zero it out, I'm going to use that subtraction property of equality. And then 35 minus 3 is 32, which will equal 5x. And then I'm going to use the division property of equality. Because this is multiplication, I want to make this equal 1, so 5 divided by 5 will give us 1. And what do I do to one side? I have to do to the other side. So here I will have 32 fifths equal to x, or if it's wanting a mixed number, 32 divided by 5, so 5 goes into this 6 times, leaving us, when we subtract, with 2. So the other answer could be 6 and 2 fifths. Depending on what it requests, whether it says mixed number or leave it improper. But either of these would be our answer. And then you go, okay, but Mrs. Cartwright, that didn't divide evenly. It can't be right. Well, let's double check. 3 plus 5 times 32 fifths. So 3 plus, I'm going to make this 5 over 1. So 5 times 32 will give us, pulling up the calculator, 5 times 32 gives us 160 divided by 5. So then I'm going to do that 160 divided by 5, and we get 3 plus 32, and 3 plus 32 is 35, and that's what I was looking for. So yes, indeed 32 fifths, or 6 and 2 fifths, is correct. And before you say, well, can I do a decimal? Again, it all depends on what MathXL says in the blue words below your answer box. So pay attention. Please pay attention to those. All right, so here we have our first word problem. And when I do word problems, I like to write out what I'm given and what I am looking for. So I have a 22.8 pound cat. Well, that means total weight, right? So I have a total weight of 22.8. If the owner follows the vet's weight loss plan, the cat will lose, right? So that's a key word there. Lose means to subtract, right? 0.5 pounds per month. So weight loss per month would equal 0.4. After how many months will the cat weigh 14 pounds? So this would be a start weight, right? He started or she started at 22.8, and then we want the new weight to be 14 pounds. So I then also have to look back, what am I looking for? Right now I have information. I know that it's starting out at 22.8 pounds. I know that it is losing 0.4 pounds a month, and I know that we would like it to be 14 pounds. So I have to go back to the question, after how many months will the cat weigh 14 pounds? So that means time, or in our case months, is going to be my variable. That is the thing I do not know. So I'm going to call that T for time. So now I just need to write the equation. We know we start at 22.8 pounds. It's a weight loss, which we already talked about being subtraction, of 0.4 pounds per month. So I tell students when we see per, that's where my variable is most likely going to be. So 22.8 minus 0.4 t, and we want it to equal 14. Now, yes, you can work it with the decimals, but I have a trick to get rid of the decimals. And so my trick to get rid of the decimals is that we use that multiplication property of equality to our advantage, and however many decimal points, that's the number of zeros after my 1 I multiply by. So here I have the biggest number is just 1 decimal point, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. If we were at like 22.84, then I would multiply by 100 to move my decimal, because when we multiply by 10, we're going to move our decimal one place to the right. So I'm going to take 10 times 22.8, so I get 228 minus, and then this 0.4t just becomes 4t equals, and then 14 times 10 would be 140. Again, you don't have to do this, but by doing this you get rid of the decimal and you don't have to think in decimals. So again, that was that multiplication of property of equality. What I multiplied to one side, of which I distributed through, I then have to multiply to the other side. My next step would be to subtract, right? Subtraction property of equality, this 228 from both sides, because I want to zero out this 228. So here's the biggest thing. Do not drop that minus 4. That is a negative 4t. So I have negative 4t equals a negative 88. Because 140 minus 228, if you do a keep flip change, that'd be 140 plus a negative 228. Either way, becomes a negative 88. My next step is to do the division property of equality. Because this is multiplication, I'm going to divide by a negative 4 so that this becomes a positive 1t. And then negative 88 divided by -4 is 22 months. So, almost 2 years, that cat gets down to 14 pounds. So that's approximately, or not even approximately, that will take 22 months. In the next video, we'll talk about when we have more than just one variable, or not more than one, but when we have multiple of the same variable in an equation. So until that video.